do it out in Hawaii today. They still grow them, but not on a major scale like they used to. Today, this island is now owned by the multi-billionaire Larry Ellison. He bought the island for $560 million about 5 years ago. And this is considered an incredibly good deal for a 140 square mile island in Hawaii. But not nearly as good a deal as James Dole, the pineapple guy. He bought this island in 1920 for $1.1 million. Today you can barely buy a house in Hawaii for $1 million. So things have changed very quickly in 100 years. See another island up ahead of us there in the distance. That's the island of Kaho'olawe. That's the uninhabited Hawaiian island. In 1941, the U.S. Navy began training for the Pacific Theater of World War II. One thing they did is they used this island as a bombing range. For the next 50 years, they would drop over 2,500 tons of bombs on Kaho'olawe. A lot of those bombs didn't go off. Some of them are still there. They did spend $500 million trying to clean it up in 1991, but they ran out of money and only cleared about 2/3 of the island. So there are still unexploded bombs on Kaho'olawe. Anybody staying at Ka'anapali Beach? Are you guys in Wailea? Where's everybody staying? Ka'anapali? That's it right there. That's Ka'anapali Beach. And it was the first place they developed on Maui back in the 1960s. The first place they built resorts on Maui. It's still one of the most popular places. Just off the coast, well, just down the coast to the south over here is Lahaina town. Here the boats are out there. This little town doesn't look like much, but Lahaina has a long history to it. This is where the royalty lived in ancient Hawaii. This was the seat of power in ancient Hawaii. After Kamehameha unified all the islands into one kingdom in 1810, this is where he lived. And King Kamehameha III would officially make this the first capital of the Kingdom of Hawaii in the 1830s. But Lahaina didn't stay the capital for very long. Honolulu became the capital in the 1840s, and of course is still the capital of the state today. Many different industries have shaped Lahaina. Back in the 1840s, Lahaina was a whaling village. This is where the whaling fleet would stop to restock their ship and resupply and fix their ships. In 1846, they documented 429 whaling vessels anchored off the coast of Lahaina. And every night, all those rowdy sailors would come ashore on Front Street, turn this place into the Wild West. Some sailors making such a nuisance out of themselves, they'd wake up on Kaho'olawe the next morning, marooned in the middle of the night with no food and no water and a 7-mile swim back to Maui. And this happened so frequently, eventually they just built a prison in Lahaina to house all these drunken sailors. So when you walk around Lahaina, you'll see Prison Street down there. You can still see the old prison. These guys had been on these ships for 6 months, a lot of them up in Alaska, in the cold water up in Alaska, hunting the humpback whales. So coming to this tropical port was the highlight of their year. And a lot of these guys just lost their minds and got in a lot of trouble. But this is one of the songs that they wrote in the 1840s on their way down here from Alaska.
There's a damned life full of toil and strife we whalermen undergo, and we don't give a damn when the gale is done which way the winds do blow. We're homeward bound, 'tis a welcome sound, with a good ship taut and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, hey boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui.
If you look in the middle of the town, there's a white smokestack sticking up right in the middle of Lahaina. This is all that's left of the old Pioneer sugar mill from 1860. Back then, all these fields around Lahaina had 10,000 acres of sugar cane planted in them. They grew sugar on Maui for about 150 years. They didn't stop until just over a year ago. It really hadn't been profitable in a long time. But that 36,000 acres in the middle of the island in the valley out there was all sugar cane at one point. All right, let's go check out some of the valleys. We're going to go into Laniapoko Valley over here. I'm going to fly you right through the middle of this extinct volcano.
I saw you in my dream. We were walking hand in hand on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. We were playing in the sun. We were having so much fun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. The sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. Those hot, long summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. The sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. Oh, last night in my dreams I saw your face again. We were there in the sun on a white sand.